I'm Sharon Bill. Welcome to my Music Theory Tuition series where I work with you step by step through the ABRSM Discovering Music Theory grades. I'll work through every single exercise and explain everything you need to know. You can access information about the books I have available to help you on my website. Go to sharonbill.com. For advert-free and longer lessons, you can become a patron at patreon.com/SharonBill. If you can give me a like, that would be super, and please do subscribe to my channel to stay updated. You can support this channel by buying me a coffee at buymeacoffee.com/SharonBill. Moving on to page 29 of Grade 5 Discovering Music Theory, let's take a closer look at the scales of F sharp major and G flat major, which are enharmonic keys, and D sharp minor and E flat minor, the related keys, which again it's enharmonic, because if you think about it, F sharp, G flat, it's the same sound, it's just written differently because the F is written on the F placement of the stave and then sharpened. The G flat is written as a G on the stave and then it's flattened, so it's a different note. Although it sounds the same, it's given a different note name. And so the enharmonic keys of D sharp minor and E flat minor, the same scenario occurs. And let's think, why would we bother with this enharmonic? Why not just have one or the other? And it may be something along the lines of, say a composer is writing a piece of music in a sharp key, a key signature of sharps, and then he wants to modulate into a new key. And so now to get that new key, it's more likely that he would stay in sharps because that would be more related to the key that they started in than kind of a random switch to a flat key. And then that would take you, if you modulate again, that would take us into all sorts of other flat keys where we would want to stay in sharp keys. There can be lots of reasons why this is. It just seems a little confusing to begin with. And so F sharp major, let's just look at this. It helps to refer to the piano keyboard. And so let's just look at this. So F sharp major has F sharps, G sharps, A sharps, B is not a sharp, C sharps, D sharps, E sharps, F sharps. And so we have F sharp, G sharp, A sharp, B is the natural key, C sharp, D sharp, E sharp, F sharp. Now let's look at that. It will be exactly the same, but let's look at that in flat. So we have G flats, A flats, B flats, C flats, D flats, E flats, F is the natural. I'm finishing on G flat, and so we can see straight away the natural key, the natural note is very different, and so it does make a big difference on paper. And so the notes that you are replacing by flats or sharps does make a big difference. And so let's just look at that. Just bring this down. So we have G flat, A flat, B flat, C flat, not B natural, D flat, E flat, F natural, G flat. And so you can see it does make a big difference. So although each key that you press is exactly the same, it does replace a different note as shown on the scale to the piano keyboard. There is a big difference actually in the way that it's written. And then it becomes more obvious why we need to have these different scales as we go to the minor scales. So D sharp harmonic minor has a key signature of F, C, G, D, A, E sharp. And that's because it's related and shares the same key signature as F sharp major. However, if we're going to be doing the harmonic minor, we know that the 7th degree of the scale must be sharpened. And so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, it's note C. And C sharp is already present because of the key signature, but we've still got to raise it. So we've got to raise it by adding a double sharp. So C sharp raised becomes C double sharp. We cannot call it D. It's not D because the tonic is D sharp and D natural has no place in this key signature. It's to do with not which note you are replacing, not kind of just the easiest thing that comes to mind on the key that you're playing, as it were. And so it's a C that's being replaced because it's a C sharp. That's the C allocation, because remember, a scale has to have every step allocated. There has to be a D something, an E something, an F something, a G something, an A something, a B something, a C something, and a D something. Because scale literally means step, we've got to step up the ladder, and we couldn't have D sharp, E sharp, F sharp, G sharp, A sharp, B, and then we couldn't have no C, we couldn't go B, D, D sharp, because that means there would be no C allocation. And so we've replaced the C sharp by a C double sharp, and then it goes to D sharp, so every step is allocated. It's a little bit easier in the flat key because the 7th is D flat, and a flat raised becomes a natural, and that seems a little easier to comprehend because D flat is raised and then we have the E flat to finish. Now, when we're coming backwards, we have the raised 7th going up. So in the melodic minor, we've got the raised 6th and the raised 7th present in D sharp minor, related to F sharp major. Present in the key signature, B is a natural. And so the natural is raised because it's the 6th by adding a sharp. However, we have the same problem as before because the C sharp needs raising, and so we have the double sharp. But then to cancel that, coming back down, we don't need to cancel it twice. You don't need to kind of cancel. If you just put a sharp, it kind of recalibrates things back to the key signature. So you don't need to kind of cancel it twice, you just put it back by putting the sharp to sort of recalibrate. This is now just a sharp, and then we cancel the sharp by adding a natural as normal to come back down when we come down in a melodic minor with just the key signature alone. Again, it's a little bit easier to comprehend in the flat key because as we raise the 6th and the 7th, this would be a C flat, this would be a D flat, and so a flat raised becomes a natural, a flat raised becomes a natural, and then to come back to the key signature for the descending form, we just add the flats to put it back to the key signature. I hope this is helpful to your studies. Please do like and subscribe to stay updated. If you'd like to support this channel, you can buy me a coffee, and for advert-free lessons, you can become a patron. Do visit my website where you'll find many resources available to help you. Visit sharonbill.com. Thanks for watching. Bye.